Hello and welcome back. Well, if you're traveling to South Africa and want to take your drone with you and fly it there for recreational purposes, then watch this video, because in this video I'll explain all the rules and regulations around flying your drone for recreational purposes in South Africa. Now, before I get into the rules around flying your drone for recreational purposes, let's go through over some generic flight details, because in South Africa they are a bit different to a lot of other countries. So number one is the height restriction. Height restriction for recreational purposes in South Africa is 50 meters, not 120 like you do if you have commercial license, and also in many other countries it is 120 meters height restriction. In South Africa, if you're flying for recreational purpose, your height restriction is 50 meters. So make sure you set your drones to the correct height restriction so you don't get into the trouble. Next one up is you're not allowed to fly drones above 7 kilograms in weight. So anything below 7 kilograms, you're okay. Anything above, you're not allowed to fly them. Next one is no flying in or around national parks. And this is not a joke. They do have very strict regulations around it. And if you try to fly around national park or in the national park, your drone will highly likely be shot down. Because in South Africa, a lot of poachers use drones to find animals, and there is a very strict monitoring and regulations around it. You're also not allowed to fly within 10 kilometers of any airport or any heliport in South Africa, so you need to be aware of those locations as well. You are only allowed to fly during daylight hours. You always must maintain visual line of sight with your drone when flying. And lastly, you are not allowed to fly within 50 meters of any person or private property unless you have a permission from that person or from that property owner. Now, moving on to recreational flying versus commercial flying. And there are two different sets of rules and regulations for both recreational flying and commercial flying. Commercial flying requires a lot of registration procedures, and it takes a lot of time to get the permission. So it's probably not something you would be applying for. However, recreational flying does not require any registration. You don't need the license and you don't need the insurance. However, insurance is highly recommended. But hold on, before you jump off from this video, there is a couple of things you really need to know. Definition of recreational flying in South Africa is slightly different. So, recreational flying is basically flying for your own personal use, and no commercial, current or future gains is expected from those videos. So let me give you an example. Let's say you take your drone to South Africa, you fly, you take beautiful footage, and then you post that video onto your monetized YouTube channel. That video will bring you some sort of revenue. That's considered commercial flying in South Africa, so you're not allowed to do it without a proper license. Second of all, and that's where it gets even more trickier, future commercial gains. So let's say your YouTube channel is not monetized, right? And you post the video and your YouTube channel gets monetized and the video starts generating revenue. That's considered future financial gains. That's also not allowed under recreational flying in South Africa because it's considered commercial and you need to apply for commercial license for it. So, just to be clear, any video that you take when flying for recreational purposes cannot generate any sort of income at any given stage currently or in the future. So it's basically you took the video, you looked at it, and you stored it on your computer, you showed it to your friends, and that's as far as you can do. Even further, if you give that video to a friend and that friend uses that video for generating revenue, it's also considered commercial usage in South Africa. So when you're traveling to South Africa and you are taking a drone with you and you don't have the commercial license, your standard position is you're flying for recreational purposes. There's going to be no revenue generated currently or in the future from the videos that you are taking. And this is extremely important, because if authorities realize that you are actually planning to generate revenue in the future, you can get in a lot of trouble, and your drone can be confiscated, and you can face a number of fines as well. So make sure this is very clear, because it is very important. And I know people who got in trouble for it because they said, well, we're not doing it commercially, we're not doing it for a company, it's not a contract, but we are doing for our personal YouTube channel. And that's in South Africa considered commercial usage. So I hope that makes it clear. If you're taking a drone for recreational purposes, make sure it's for recreational purposes only, and there is no commercial gain right now or in the future for the footage you're gonna take. But otherwise, South Africa is a beautiful country. There's plenty of great opportunities to fly your drone and take amazing shots. So hopefully this video clarified a few things about the rules and regulations in South Africa around drone usage. And that's it for this video. Have a safe flight and enjoy your drone flying in South Africa. Till next time.